So I wanted to give a little update of what we are dealing with right now. We have been clearing and cutting for several days. Well, it's probably about a week, would you say? Almost a week. We finally have gotten past the future cottage build site, and we've come across some crazy grapevines. Took us a while to identify them, but they're muscadine grapes, and they've been here a while. This used to be an old farm, so either they planted them or they're very indigenous to this area, maybe? I don't know, but this is what we're dealing with, but that's not even half of it. They're growing on the trees, and we just had to cut this one. So you will see how large this is, and it's wrapped around. And these are all grapevines, and we have been tackling them for 2 days now. These are all grapevines, and look how huge these stalks are. I mean, it's insane, and they go back. I walked through there yesterday just to see how far back. It was another probably an acre and a half of vines we have to get through. But I mean, this huge one, look at that. Gives you an example. Here's my hand. So it gives you an example of like how big it is. And when you cut them, they start pouring water out. It's not even sap, and they'll just start dripping water. But they're huge. I mean, if they graped, that would be awesome. We do plan on planting grapevines, but obviously controlled grapevines on trellises. We see some more vines, so it just goes back. This is how dense this property is, and how much we have cleared. So this is what the majority of this property look like, and this is what we have cleared so far. So we're getting our burn pile prepped. We have a few of those. It'll be a while before we can burn them. They have to dry out completely, and we have to prep the site around it before we can do anything like that. So you can just see how much work, and we're doing this all by hand. Nothing has been done by machine yet. At this point, I think we're ready to rent something to quicken the process, but as of right now, all of this has been done by hand. So it's a lot. And most of these pines are going to come down. We're keeping the live oaks, some of the water oaks, the magnolias. So it's going to be a lot clearer for gardening and the cottage site, but you can just see how much more we have to do. It's a lot of work, but it's actually very enjoyable, which is good. But I wanted to just give you an update on the grapevines, because as you can see, I mean, they're growing up into the trees. They're endless, and the mosquitoes are endless, even in cooler weather. My goal for today. Jason is up there sawing a tree that we cut down yesterday, trying to get that cut up into smaller bits so we can use it hopefully for the future fence bordering the property. But my goal today is to free up this one tree. So you can turn around, you can see it. There it is. Oh. It is a southern magnolia. It's such a beautiful tree, but it's been suffocating through all of these muscadine grapevines. And they're very heavily vined up in this area. This has been the worst part of the property so far, is just trying to clear out these grapevines. And that is just some of them that I've taken off the magnolia, but you can see they just go on and on and on. So it's going to take us quite some time to get them out. And once they touch the ground, they start rooting. So even though we can pull a lot of them up, we have to find where they're rooted, which is in multiple different spots normally, before we can get it free. So it's taking, I think today is day 2 of muscadine grape clearing, and it's still ongoing. We thought, oh, once we get to a certain point, it'll be cleared out. So far, it's not cleared out. It just keeps going and going and going. But my goal today is to clear up that magnolia tree, rescue it from the grapevines, and we'll see how it goes. So we are on day 3 of the muscadine grapevine eradication. I have been working on this, like I said, for 3 days, and there is no end in sight. We worked until dark last night. Whew, the mosquitoes are insane today. Like, absolutely insane. Whew. Don't know how much longer we're going to be able to work with the mosquitoes, but so I'm hoping to get a little bit more, but as far as the eye can see, nothing but grapevines. Makes you question whether we're going to plant any, and we'd already purchased 6 grapevines. So I'm like, we're gonna have to stay on top of them, make sure they're trellised up and cleaned up pretty well, because this is ridiculous. You can see there's still more on the ground, but these are the ones that are rooted in that we're probably going to have to rent an excavator just to pull up, because they're so thick with the root system. But all of that is brush and muscadine grapevines. So, but I mean, this is how far we've cleared, and you can't even really tell, because it just keeps going on and on and on and on. Oh my gosh, I mean, look at that. It just goes further back. Help us. is day 4, 5 of the eradication of the grapevines. We're still going. They're never ending. Jason is cutting some stumps down right now in the background. So once we get past these grapevines, we should be at some more larger trees, and hopefully it'll start opening up a little bit. And that is what we hope to be the future garden site. So I'll turn around. So we're hoping to get to those nice, lovely sweet gum trees. I believe that's what they are, sweet gum. But we still have to get through all of that. And yesterday we worked all day. This is our new pile that we made all day yesterday, and it feels like we haven't done much of anything, but it is heartbreaking, back-breaking work, I'll tell you that much. And today is one of those days where I need my pregnancy belly brace. This whole pregnancy the baby has been sitting on mama's bladder, and today is one of those really rough days where baby is doing the foxtrot on mommy's bladder, so I need my brace. So I will keep you updated throughout the day. Hopefully we can break through the grapevines today, but it might be another day, maybe 2, I don't know. We'll see. Here's Jason. Say hey, babe.
Hello.
We are gonna kind of cheat because this is day 4 or day 5 of grapevine eradication. 5. So we are actually going to make a little path starting here and going to there. And just like a little path so we can get to the taller trees back there where it does open up. I did walk back there a couple days ago, walk through the woods. Well, it's all woods, but I did walk over there to the woods, and it does eventually open up to the big trees where the future garden site is going to be. But if we keep trying to clear this entire 115 feet. How long do you think this is?
It's supposed to be 113.
113 feet of grapevines we're never going to get through. So we're going to do a little path just to get to the trees so we can start clearing some of those out and prepping the site for the garden. And then we will come back through, hopefully with the John Deere tractor, after we get Betty, the Airstream, moved on. But that is the goal. So we'll see how it goes. of an update. Don't mind the sweat or the exhaustion. But we finally broke through the grapevines, the horrid grapevines. We just made a tiny little trail, but you see that? We see trees again. Not horrible vines that we've been working on for 5 days. We still have all of this to clear. It goes on and on and on. And then you see a little bit of what we've cleared. Don't mind my scratch. I'm not joking, the briars here are insane. And then we have all of this to clear. But let me take you down through here. The best part, the part we've been waiting for 5 days, is finally here. Past this little trench, mosquito infested trench, we have all these beautiful sweet gum trees. And then it'll be hopefully my garden spot. We're gonna have to clear out some of them, but we're gonna try to keep as many as possible because we obviously love trees. But yeah, and the sad part is I was like, we still need a place to plant our grapevines. Jason about shot me. I think we've earned a break, so we're gonna take a break and then back to work. So until next update. It is a little past what you guys just previously watched, and that's because I had the baby. I had my son, and as you can imagine, I took a little time off, but we were right back at it again today. This is the Sweet Gum Forest, and this was originally where we were thinking about having the future garden site. But plans have changed as we started analyzing this. Before baby C came, we realized that it was a wee bit further from the pump house than what we had really paid attention to. And not that that's necessarily a problem. We can always trench and pipe in a water for spigot and water that way. Yeah, so we're gonna move the garden behind us where the horrid muscadine grape battle went on. Yes, it means we just have to clear a lot more than what we previously did, but that's okay because at least I will have a beautiful view in the morning when I look out my Airstream windows. Taking our time right now. It's all about working on the garden, which we're doing now. You can hear in the background. It's glorious, glorious sounds to me. Glorious sounds. And you'll probably hear Jason on something special. That will be next episode. So this is part 1. Part 2 is prepping and clearing and getting the garden site transplanted. And boy, is it a lovely job. Like this video, give us a thumbs up because we're desperate for those. I'm just kidding, not really. But anyway, here is the tour. Sorry, there's a jet flying over.